Shalom, shalom. Welcome to Supporting Yah's Cornerstone. My name is Heshra'ah, and that name means moved by Yah. Today's video is a continuation of the series Competing and Comparing Yourself to Other Women. This is part 3, and in the last couple of videos on this topic, I talked about how it can stunt your spiritual growth, and also I talked about how it can stop you from being willing to teach other women when you know things that can benefit them and their families or them as individuals. Today, I'm going to talk about how when you're competing or comparing yourself to other women, how that can lower your self-esteem. So this is part 3. It can lower your self-esteem when you begin to compare yourself to the way another woman looks or her behavior or skills she has that you feel like you would want to have, or when you see so much in others that you consider good and that is good in them, but at the same time you're not seeing the value in things that are good in yourself. You're looking at that other person as being so much better than you, and when you're in the spirit of comparison, it can make you look down on yourself and make you not see your own assets and your own see the good in yourself when it comes to your character or skills that you may know too. And this can lower your self-esteem. And so this is something that is not beneficial either to your own spiritual growth, and it's not beneficial to your mental health, your own how you think about yourself in that sense of it. Things to remember when you start to compare yourself to other women and you start to feel down about yourself, you start to feel like, I wish I could do this or that, or I wish I had more of this or that as a part of my character. Then, or when you're jealous of another woman and how she looks, because this happens a lot amongst us as women, and some of it we don't always necessarily speak about, but we think about in our minds. So when it comes to you comparing how another woman looks to yourself, remember one thing. One thing to remember is that humanity as a whole, was created in the image of the Creator. Okay. All of us, humanity, was created, man and woman, created in the image of Yahweh. And when you turn to Genesis chapter 1, verse 27, it says, and when I look down, I'm just looking down at my notes, but it says, so God created man in his own image. In the image of God created he him, male and female created he them. And so ultimately, we're all, as human beings, created in the likeness of the Creator. Okay. Number 2, most of us look like our parents or one of our relatives in our family. So when you see yourself, you're seeing an image of the Creator, and you're also seeing an image of your mother or father or a family member. Because some people really don't look like their mother or their father. Sometimes they look like another family member. And so most of the time, we love these people. So to have a issue with how you look or have a issue with yourself in a certain sense with your appearance as it pertains to the part of it that you have no control over, then you also have an issue with the creator to an extent. You also have an issue with your father or mother or family members that you love to an extent. Also, remember that when you look in the mirror, that you were created in the image of the creator. Um, he gave us our life and our image. He gave us what we look like ultimately. If there is something about your appearance that the parts of it you do have control over, let's say your skin. You compare your skin to another sister's skin. She has nice skin or whatever. Then if there's something wrong with your skin, as far as something you're able to control, I'm not talking about changing your skin color, anything like that, because I don't believe in that we should do those things. But if you have blemishes, or you want your skin to be clear, or it needs to be clear, it's things that you can do about that. If it's pertaining to weight, it's things most of the time we can do about that, most of the time. And I say most of the time because you do have circumstances where people have a health issue that causes them not to be able to lose weight like other people. But outside of that, most of the time we have control over our weight, our skin, and other health issues that we may have that may cause our appearance not to be what we want. And so these are things that you can work on, but in a healthy, righteous way. I think that's important to remember. You would work on these things in a healthy, righteous way. So, because we know that when it comes to weight, being underweight can cause you illness, being overweight can cause you illness. So you would want to be a healthy weight. When it comes to skin, the same thing. There's a healthy way to improve the look of your skin, and then there's a unhealthy way to do that. So your appearance, you can overall appearance. If there's something wrong or something that you would like to be better, you can do that. It's certain things that's okay to do. And then the parts that's uncontrollable that you were born with, work toward accepting those things. Especially if they're not harmful to you or anything, work on accepting those things. If you look like your mother or your father, or if you're having issues with skin color, which some of us do, remember, ultimately we were created in the image of the Creator. Some things we can't change or shouldn't change because it would take us doing something we shouldn't sometimes to change certain things, especially like our skin color and things like that. So other things work toward accepting yourself. And I know sometimes within the Hebrew Israelite nation, or so-called African American nation, we have issues with our skin color. One thing you can do about that, something that I do, to be honest, I don't put pictures of other nations on my walls in my house. Not because I hate them, but because I'm trying to create a certain environment where my family, my children, and can appreciate themselves. We see other races all the time, so that's not an issue. And for most Hebrew Israelites, that's not an issue. But accepting ourselves and our skin color and how we look can be an issue. So, put photos of colored people, kinky haired people on your wall. Have a variety of people maybe, or photos on your phone or on your tablet when you're choosing the different screensavers and things, because sometimes subliminal messages in our mind, sometimes we have things go into our mind that can help or hurt our image of ourselves without us even realizing it. So I would suggest that, you know, accept, work toward acceptance of the things about your appearance that you can't change. Work hard to fight against in your mind skin color issues if you have those, because I know a lot of us do. Um, when I look down, I'm just looking down at my notes. When it comes to skills, you know, um, remember when it comes to skills and a sister knows how to cook well, sew well, or whatever it is, or she's good in business, she's a good entrepreneur or something like that. Remember, any skill another person has, you are also able to learn and acquire that skill if you desire to. Okay. Another thing to remember when it comes to that is you won't be an expert at everything. Okay. Let's say you have so many sisters in the room. I'll use this for an example. I met a sister whose father was a carpenter. Okay. And so she worked with him. So she knows how to rehab a bathroom. She knows how to do a whole lot of different carpentry work. Okay. I've known of sisters who know how to custom sew, and they custom sew really, really well. You know, I sew, but I don't custom sew per se, you know, but they custom sew things. They sew really, really well. They can sew with a pattern, without a pattern. They can, there are women who are good entrepreneurs and they are very good at it, do very well starting businesses and working to make them successful. They do very well at that. But just remember, any of those things, whatever it is, skill another sister has, you are also able to learn that if you so desire. So you don't have to sit there and try to compete with that or feel less than within yourself because you're not as knowledgeable in whatever it is or because you don't know it. And on the point of being an expert again, you will not be an expert at everything. You may learn a variety of things, but most of the time you will only be really, really, really good at a few. And that's okay. That's okay. And so don't compete with other sisters or try to compare yourself when it comes to that. A lot of us will be able to do a wide range of things because life requires that we know and learn a wide range of things for a lot of different reasons. But some of us will be more expert in some things than other things. And that's just how it is, and that's fine. You won't, if you know 50 different how to do 50 different things, you're not necessarily going to be an expert in all 50 of those different things. And you have to understand that that's okay. And the same as that is true for you is the same as that is true for the sister you comparing yourself to. Whatever you looking at her that she's good at, she has a set of skills that she's good at. Then she have a set of things that she may know how to do, but she's not an expert at that. You may be. Okay. So when you comparing yourself, a lot of times we not fair to ourselves and we not fair to other people either, in the sense of how we're actually thinking when it comes to that. Um, the next thing that's important to know is that in our life journey as individuals, we pick up a variety of knowledge and skills for different reasons. And so that's something important to remember too. Everybody's journey is not the same. Some people grow up in families that the family owned a restaurant. So, and they worked in a restaurant. So, of course, they may know how to cook real well. They maybe know how to start a restaurant, open a restaurant, the best way to do it, you know, because they grew up in that environment. maybe their grandmother cooked well, or their father cooked well, or their uncle cooked well, and they spent a lot of time with them, helping them. You never know why a person picked up the talent and perfected it the way they did. You know, life brings us through certain things and we gain skills throughout life, just variety of different skills. And so that is something important to remember. And so it's unfair to the other person for you to, and it's unfair to yourself to compare yourself to them because your life journey was different sometimes and it brought you down different path where you learned certain things or perfected or became more of an expert in some things because your path was a certain way and it put you in the lives of certain people so you could learn these things or in certain situations where you could learn those things. And so that's something to remember that we have each been on our own journey. Okay, we've had our own life journey where we picked up our own variety of set of skills. Next, any righteous character trait you admire in someone, you can develop that also. It's okay to ask a person, how did you develop so much patience? Or how do you control your anger if you're aggravated? Because I see, you may tell us, sister, I really see that you do well with that, you know. So just remember, just like a skill, like a physical skill, the character qualities that you admire in someone else, you can develop that same thing in yourself. Okay. And sometimes you have people that are naturally just kind of patient because of their personality, or they're naturally kind of mild tempered, maybe because of how they grew up, or it's just in their character. Some people are just have certain character traits that's natural to them. Okay. And then some of us have to develop certain character traits. Now, when I talk about that person, at the same time, whoever you comparing yourself to, that person probably has character traits that are good, and they probably have character traits that they need to acquire or develop. So the person that you find that may not deal with anger, maybe they are impatient, for example. Okay. So it's just a waste of time to really just compare yourself to someone else and then downrate yourself because of it. Because most of us have our strengths and most of us have our weaknesses. It's just that sometimes you're not around a person long enough in a day to know that. But any character trait you admire in someone else, you can develop that in yourself. Also, you never know the struggle a person has gone through previously to develop the character trait that you're admiring in them. They may have struggled really to get to that point when it comes to that and spent years doing it and gone through a lot to get to that point also. Okay. Uh, the next thing is that something that we have to remember is the creator created uh, many different women, and it's beautiful women in every nation when it comes to appearance. Chinese, Japanese, Mexican, Edomites, or white people. Um, you know, um, Arabs. It's beautiful women in all races. Okay, when it comes to appearance, and then within our own race, within the Hebrew Israelite nation, uh, we have many beautiful women when it comes to appearance, all shapes, colors, uh, a variety. Just like the creator created birds, you have blue jays, you have doves, you have all types, eagles, that's bigger than a dove or a blue jay. But an eagle is just something to, it's amazing to watch and look at an eagle. It's a beautiful thing to watch a blue jay, or to see a dove. Those are beautiful birds. When we're looking at them, we don't look at them and think, oh, that's blue in a negative sense, or oh, a dove is white in a negative sense, or oh, that eagle is brown. Most of the time we don't frown. We appreciate that the variety of birds that the creator made, and most of the time we appreciate their color, their size. That's why you have a lot of people that feed birds. Well, we as human beings have those same things. We have differences, so our differences um, don't make us ugly, so to speak, when it comes to appearances. So we have to learn how to accept who we are, to accept how we look, and remember that we may look different, our hair may be different, all different varieties of hair and appearance and things of that nature. But we were all created by the Creator. We also have different personalities, you know, and we all not going to be exactly the same in personality. Now, when we're serving Yah, we should be the same in certain character traits. We should want to develop certain character traits because that's just adding righteousness to our thinking and to our mind. But we also have our own personalities too, and that's fine too. In righteousness, that's fine too. We also have, as I said before, all types of different talents. That's natural. None of us is going to be an expert at every single thing. I can sit here and list a variety of things that I know how to do on a certain level. Am I expert at all those things? No. Are there women who are? Yes. But I don't spend my time comparing myself to them. I spend my time doing my own personal best and focusing in on that. Realizing at the same time, life is short. A day is only so long. I'm not going to be an expert teacher. I'm not necessarily going to be a super expert at sewing or a super expert at everything, every single thing that I have to do. And that there may be other sisters that may be more of an expert in one thing or another, and that's okay. Last but not least, an important thing to remember is that it takes many skills and talents to build and maintain a nation. Okay, just think about it. Most of us have our favorite place to eat. We have our favorite place to go get our hair done when we have our hair done, or our favorite person to have our hair done by. Um, Most of us, we have our favorite, maybe if somebody washes our car, or we have our favorite store. Okay. But when we go, the person that does our hair, is that the person that also we go out to eat? Do they also own a restaurant and fix our food? Most of the time, no. But we appreciate the person that does the hair. We appreciate that talent. We appreciate who we go to the restaurant to eat their food. We appreciate that talent. Okay? But these are all people with a different set of skills. Okay? Most nations are made up with a group of people that are doctors, lawyers, cooks, teachers, a variety of things. Okay? And it takes different talents, all of that, to make a nation, to build a nation, to build a family. It takes a variety of talents. And so, like I said before, it's unfair for you to compare yourself and cause your self-esteem to be low or think low of yourself because you're not an expert at everything, because you don't look exactly like this person or exactly like that person. You're being unfair to yourself when you do that. Okay? Appreciate other people's talents and also appreciate your talents. And whatever the next woman know how to do, you can learn that too. If it's something about her appearance, She has nice, beautiful skin that's clear, and maybe you want yours clear, or, or want your skin to improve. You know, there's ways and righteous ways to do that. So instead of comparing yourself, go ask her, how do you get your skin so clear? You know, some people are willing to share information like that with you. How are you able to maintain a certain weight? You know, how are you able to be so great at being an entrepreneur or having your own business? Some people are more than willing to share those type of things with you. So instead of wasting your time comparing yourself when it comes to skills and things, ask. When it comes to your appearance, you like how somebody else dress. You know, how can I do that on a budget? You know, or how are you able to have all those nice clothes? I like those variety of clothes. Sometimes you have people that are willing to ask. And remember, whatever we want or desire within righteous means, if that person is not able to teach you or unwilling to, then pray to the Creator about it, and He'll provide that information for you through somebody or even through a book or through the internet. Okay, with the right person to teach you those things. Okay, so whatever we desire to add to ourselves in righteousness, just remember, Yah is able to provide that. Provide that. So I hope this video was helpful. And if you would like to contact me, my email address is yascornerstone@gmail.com. Yascornerstone@gmail.com. The Instagram is Supporting Yah's Cornerstone, and the Facebook page is also Supporting Yah's Cornerstone. You're welcome to leave comments at the bottom of the video. You're welcome to leave comments on Instagram or Facebook. You're also welcome to follow me in those places. I probably upload a little more on Instagram than on Facebook. But you're welcome to follow me on those platforms also. If you have any video suggestions, and if it's something that I know, that if I know about what you asked me about, I'll be more than willing to talk about it. But thank you for your time. Have a blessed day. Shalom, shalom.